The Nats fail to sweep the Baltimore Orioles, but more importantly, Davey Martinez has to stop tinkering with this Nationals lineup. I'll tell you why after this.
You are Locked On Nationals, your daily Washington Nationals podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
And thank you all for making Locked On Nationals your first listen every single day, as we are free and available wherever you get your podcasts. And of course, I am your host, Ryan Clary. You can catch me over on Twitter at RyanClary11 and as well as our show page at LO_Nationals. For all your latest Nationals news and notes, make sure to check us out over on Twitter. And of course, look up Locked On Nationals wherever you get your podcasts, whether it's on Apple, Spotify, the SiriusXM app, and also over on YouTube. Just look up Locked On Nationals and hit that subscriber button. Later on in today's show, Juan Soto, our former GOAT, is with the New York Mets for the next 100 years. He's going to retire a New York Met, and he returns to Nats Park tonight. The first visit as a New York Met for Juan Soto. It's going to suck, but let's discuss that game later on in the show today. In the second segment, it is a Friday, so that means it is a Nationals prospect stock report. Who has been up and who has been down? We'll discuss that a little bit later on for you, but we start off discussing the Washington Nationals and Davey Martinez in the way that this lineup is constructed, and I've got an issue with it and in more ways than one. We'll discuss that after we tell you about some of our very good friends over at FanDuel. And today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel, and right now, new FanDuel customers can get $250 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. So, in last night's ball game, let's take it back 2 days ago, actually. When you had James Wood in the leadoff spot, the Nationals get the win against the Orioles, and James Wood hit a leadoff home run. On yesterday's show, I made it very clear for all Nationals fans out there, and I think this is the case for a lot of us right now. James Wood should be your leadoff hitter. In this analytics world, your leadoff hitter is typically your best hitter. James Wood is the Nationals' best hitter by far and away. He is the guy that you want up at the plate, Game 7 in the World Series with the season on the line. Simple as that. And for what is probably we've had 25 games this year for the Nationals, and you've probably had about 23 different lineups at this point. In fact, I actually have the numbers for you. There have only been 2 lineups that you have used in multiple games at this point. Every other game at this point, you have used different lineups. There is zero consistency with the way that this lineup is right now, and it is infuriating. You might be able to tell me that, well, it's the analytics world. And when you're using analytics, every single night, this particular pitching matchup brings you a different scenario. And in this different scenario, you have to stack this lineup in different ways. But that's not what the case is here. There has been zero consistency whatsoever within this lineup. You have Dylan Cruz batting 8th. You have Dylan Cruz batting 5th. You have Dylan Cruz batting 7th. You have James Wood batting leadoff. You have James Wood batting 2nd. And then you have James Wood batting 3rd. It's all over the map at this point. With these young guys, if you were to ask anyone in Major League Baseball, the one thing that really is a tough thing to really kind of grasp onto is your routine, the consistency of being a big leaguer every single day. And the Nationals have not had that consistency within this lineup at all. And while, yes, it was a great series win against the Orioles, and in yesterday's game, ultimately we fell short even though we had opportunities late in that 9th inning. But this offense right now, it's so hot and it's so cold. And I want to say that it is because of the way that we have been organizing these lineups. It's been a mess so far. A complete, utter mess. And with CJ Abrams leading off in yesterday's game, coming off from injury, he went 0 for 4 at the strikeout. Wasn't his best day at the yard, but still, you understand the point. This lineup has to be more consistent. And the fact that Alex Call, I love Alex Call. I think Alex Call is way better than what people give him credit for. He is a solid defender. He's solid offensively. He's got one of the best eyes in all of baseball at this point. He's established that. But you have him batting second. I don't think that really puts you in a good position for success. And meanwhile, you have Dylan Cruz and Luis Garcia Jr. batting 8 and 9. Those are your two statistically worst hitters right now. Actually, you could say Josh Bell also, who is right ahead of Dylan Cruz. But when you ask yourself this question, what is important for the 2025 Washington Nationals? Is it Josh Bell? Not really. Is it Ahmed Rosario? Not necessarily. Or hell, is it Alex Call? Not really. It's James Wood, it's CJ Abrams, it's Dylan Cruz, and it's Luis Garcia Jr. You are not protecting Dylan Cruz by putting him in the 8-hole with a struggling Luis Garcia Jr. behind him and also a struggling Josh Bell right in front of him. And then also in front of Josh Bell, you have Ahmed Rosario. We're playing this numbers game, which I understand. Statistically speaking, these are some of your worst hitters. You're putting them at the end of the lineup. I understand that baseball point here. But this Nationals team, if you are going to win, it's because of the success of Dylan Cruz and James Wood and CJ Abrams and Keibert Ruiz. Nathaniel Lowe has been really good so far this season. You have to give these guys opportunities to hit. You have to give them opportunities up at the top of the lineup. Dylan Cruz should not be batting leadoff today. We know that. He's not a leadoff hitter right now. He's not your best hitter, and we understand that. But you're not giving him opportunities, and you're not giving him protection. That is a real issue with me right now, especially with the way that he has been slumping. Let's take a look at it this way. When you have batted him 5th, all of a sudden, he starts to hit the baseball a little bit more. Give him that jolt of confidence that a lot of people just kind of relatively sleep on, if we're being honest here. Like, for instance, the other day, we have Dylan Cruz batting, 6th? Right behind Josh Bell, who, in my opinion, probably should not have been there either. Right in between Jose Tena, who was coming off a multiple hit night and a big Tuesday night performance. This part just simply does not make sense to me. You have to have some consistency here and there with this lineup, and there has been none all season long. It's way too early to make any sort of justification for this, but it just makes no sense to me. Even then, the Nationals, they did do well against the Baltimore Orioles these last few days. You take 2 of 3 against them. You have Mackenzie Gore on the bump in last night's ball game. He looked pretty damn good also. Wasn't his ace kind of stuff, but still, it was a good overall performance for Mackenzie Gore. But I also do want to highlight the bullpen also. After Mackenzie Gore, he went pretty damn good ball game in yesterday's performance. But Cole Henry, let's have a talk. Cole Henry has come out of nowhere. Not really out of nowhere, but still. He was a 2nd-round pick back in 2020. But he has come in and he has dominated. Dominated as a reliever so far. Went 2 innings yesterday, struck out 4 batters. He is a strikeout machine at this point in the season. And his season totals are looking really damn good so far. 4 2/3 innings pitched. He's got 8 strikeouts. And in his 4 appearances, they haven't been high leverage situations whatsoever. But still, he's doing this against pretty potent offenses. He came in the other day in game 1 of this series. He pitched 2/3 of an inning after Colin Poche came in and was blown up per usual, unfortunately. But over his last 2 appearances with Cole Henry, he had no hits allowed. In the 2 previous outings for him right then, he had 1 hit in each of those games. Cole Henry should be in the thick of this bullpen today. And typically, I like to take it a little bit slower with guys who are just getting up to the bigs, who are just getting used to it. But with where your bullpen is today, Cole Henry and Jackson Rutledge also, they're in the thick of it. They should be. They've been pretty damn good. So with where the Nationals are, you've got a lot of holes. We understand that. You've got a lot of lineup issues. We know that. We've had that covered here for the last week. It's been one of my bones that I've been picking with the Nationals all season long at this point. But this bullpen, you've got some talent with Cole Henry. It's time to start using him in some high leverage situations because the way that he looked last night in 2 innings pitched, really good performance for him so far. He's got to stay healthy, and that's going to be the key for him moving forward because if he stays healthy, you've got someone who is pretty damn good out of this bullpen. So thank you all for making Locked On Nationals your first listen every single day, as we are free and available wherever you get your podcasts. Next, let's get you a Nats prospect stock report. Who has been up and who has been down, your latest individual performances on your Washington Nationals. But before we jump into that, let me tell you about some of our very good friends over at Amazon Fire TV. Did you know your Fire TV is also an Xbox? Turn any TV into your gaming and entertainment hub with Fire TV Stick 4K devices. No console required. Just grab your paired controller, subscribe, or sign into Xbox Game Pass Ultimate with EA Play included, and you're ready to play. Dive into hundreds of premium titles from EA Sports College Football 25 to Call of Duty Black Ops 6, and as easily as you stream your favorite shows, it's gaming made simple, and it's all on your Fire TV. And they have some great late technology for elevated playing, like with Wi-Fi 6/6E and auto low latency mode, advanced technology. Fire TV Stick 4K delivers smoother, more responsive gameplay with lightning fast speeds that you need to stay competitive. Because I know all this, all the gamers out there, you're always looking for the top Wi-Fi and the top performance speed. The latest technology and the best latest technology is with our friends at Amazon Fire TV. So head to amazon.com/Fire TV locked on to get started. Xbox Game Pass Ultimate subscription and compatible controller are required and available on select devices, including Fire TV Stick 4K 2nd Gen, Fire TV Stick 4K Max 1st and 2nd Gen, and Fire TV Cube 3rd Gen. Just head to amazon.com/Fire TV locked on to get started. And we get started again with a Nationals prospect stock report. Who has been up and who has been down? We are going to head down to Low A Wilmington, Nationals 4th round pick of last year's draft out of Arizona, Jackson Kent. Jackson Kent is a left-handed pitcher coming off a very good season with the University of Arizona this time last year. And he has looked really good in his first 4 professional starts. He has got a 1.31 ERA, but more importantly, a 0.77 whip on the young season. Now, when you are pitching in Wilmington, it is a very pitcher-friendly ballpark. It always has been, and it always will be. But still, he has only made 2 starts at that ballpark this season. And he still has dominated on the road, and just like he has done at home at Wilmington. This is someone who is officially on my radar at this point. In 4 starts, he's given up 11 hits. He's only walked 5 batters, and he has struck out 24 batters in his first 4 starts of this season. You don't really see too much of him or hear too much from him from spring training, but he was still someone the Nationals are very high on. And with the way that this player development has been the last few seasons, the Nationals, for whatever reason, they are like the left-handed pitcher whispering team at this point. They have something going right for them when it comes to the lefty southpaw. Jackson Kent is just that new kind of year for this. You've had DJ Hers in the past. Mitchell Parker was looking great up in the majors. You have had, in years past, also Jake Bennett, a 2nd-round pick out of Oklahoma. The Nationals have kind of turned themselves into a left-handed pitching just perfectionist. And Jackson Kent might just be the latest example of that because he has been really good so far from the Nats in just his first 4 starts. And he is certainly someone that I think should be on all of our radars moving forward. Stock down. Second round pick back in 2022. Caden Wallace. Only 3 hits over his last 7 games and just has not had that power. Caden Wallace was traded from the Kansas City Royals to the Washington Nationals last year. They also got a comp pick in that deal for Hunter Harvey. Caden Wallace came in last year at the deadline, went to Double-A, was injured already previously with Kansas City, but still put up some decent numbers overall. He's not necessarily known to be some major power bat, but still he does have some power in there. And we saw that at points in this spring training. Caden Wallace just has not really clicked up to this point. But I will say this, defensively speaking, he is stout defensively over at third base. This is a major league third baseman defensively. It's just a matter of if he can get things going offensively, and that is really the big question up to this point in time. But I want to get into this because this is a very big development for the Washington Nationals. Stock up for Cade Cavalli. The 2020 first-round pick out of Oklahoma was once a top 30 prospect in baseball on different categories there, and he has looked great so far in his first 2 rehab starts. He is coming off last night in Double-A Harrisburg, 5 innings pitched, 2 hits, 4 Ks, and 1 walk, and he was also sitting at 96 and 98 for a second straight start. Had Tommy John surgery 2 years ago, missed all of last season, and missed all of 2023 also. And now you're starting to see a healthy Cade Cavalli. This is a very good development for the Washington Nationals. Number one, really what I wanted to see was his velo. Was it still going to be in the upper 90s? Is he still going to be sitting up there and riding that high fastball? He has done that so far. You have seen a very good version of Cade Cavalli, who is still 26 years old. The Nationals still think very highly of him. It was a weird situation last year because we all kind of thought that he would be up in the bigs at some point last summer. He made 1 rehab start and then was shut down, and no one really knew what happened. But he was there in spring training down in West Palm Beach. We saw him in person a few times. Did not make any spring training starts down there, but still, he was rehabbing on the backfield, and now he's making some starts. And through his first 2 starts, he has looked really damn good so far. So stock up for Cade Cavalli. That is a huge development for the Washington Nationals, and they're going to be looking to count on him hopefully sometime soon this summer to make some starts for the Washington Nationals. They're going to have a decision to make in just a few weeks because he was activated off the injured list and he's on a rehab assignment. He has got 30 days from the Nationals to make a roster move, so they could either bring him up to the bigs in just a few weeks, but the more likely situation is they send him down to AAA, and then after that, might make a few starts and make his way up into the major leagues if there's any injuries or there's any downfalls on this starting rotation. So a stock up for Cade Cavalli. That brings us to a stock down for another guy that we almost saw make his major league debut in Colorado, Andry Lara. Andry Lara is coming off a renaissance season in 2024 where he looked really good. This guy was actually one of the top international prospects a few years ago for the Washington Nationals. He struggled his first few years, but the last year and a half from mid-2023 all the way through 2024, he was a really consistent, very good pitcher for this Washington Nationals organization. But so far this season in AAA has not been working for him. He seemed to have slipped back into his old ways, walking a lot more guys. A few starts ago, I believe he went 3 innings and walked 5 batters. And it's just 1 start. But with these young guys, this is the kind of thing that will really just throw them off the rocker at this point. And Andry Lara, he's got the talent. He's got the ability to throw that mid to upper 90s fastball. He's got the great off speed also in that equation. It just has not clicked for him at this point in AAA. But overall, I still think he's a good prospect to watch. And now we end on a good note. They stocked up for 2021 first-round pick, Brady House. He is riding an 8-game hit streak currently. And in that time, he's got 2 home runs and a double in that. Also, Brady House, call him up. We're getting to that territory now where we could be making a pretty solid case to see the 21-year-old top prospect for the Washington Nationals, making his debut relatively soon. I think at this point right now, with Brady House, the struggles last year were pretty real. Like, he was striking out. He really wasn't elevating the baseball all too much. But when he does, this guy makes a loud contact. And you see as to why the Nationals are very high on. But Brady House is getting real close to being ready, 100% ready to make his major league debut. And watch out, Nats fans. You could have your next third baseman of the future, and it could be coming relatively soon. So thank you all for making Locked On Nats your first listen every single day, as we are free and available wherever you get your podcast. Juan Soto. It's going to suck, but he comes back to Nats Park tonight with the New York Mets. And unfortunately for the Nationals, they have to go against Kodai Senga, their ace. But Jake Irvin is on the bump for your Washington Nationals. And you got Juan Soto making his return. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And I guess we'll see what happens. Let's preview that after this. Oh, Juan Soto, a name that we have heard all the time. A future Hall of Fame bat, someone that the Nationals have loved ever since he left, and they loved him when he was with us, a 2019 World Series champion, the best hitter that I have ever seen. He is a New York Met. He signed basically a $765 million contract with the Mets this offseason, and he's going to be a New York Met for the foreseeable future, and he makes his first start as a Met tonight against the Nationals. It sucks. This was going to be the guy that we're like, it's okay Bryce Harper walks because you've got Juan Soto. It's okay that you have Anthony Rendon leave. You got to save up money for Juan Soto. It's okay to trade away Trey Turner because we have to re-sign Juan Soto. It did not happen. I think we all kind of knew that it would not happen. But now here today, it sucks because we have to see him in that stupid New York Mets uniform with their stupid logo and with their pretty, I'm not going to say anything about the fans, but not a fan of the New York Mets fans. They're going to pack out the house tonight. I can tell you that much. A Friday night game in D.C. People are going to make the trip down to New York. And also just D.C., you've got New York fans here, which sucks, but still. You've got the Nationals going up against Juan Soto, and it's not fun. It just is not. We see Bryce Harper, and we still see the memes till this day about how the Nationals are just, or the old Nationals are just now the Phillies, which is kind of true with Trey Turner, Kyle Schwarber, and of course Bryce Harper also. And now you've got Juan Soto, like the best player that this organization has ever had, statistically speaking. He's a New York Met, and it sucks because he is my favorite baseball player. I've got his bobblehead up there somewhere. He's actually in that very corner here that you can see right above my right shoulder. Right there, I'm pointing it on TV there. I still have my Juan Soto bobblehead, but man, is it going to suck tonight. But fortunately for the Nationals, they're coming off a very good series against the Orioles. They're coming off a good series also against the Colorado Rockies. But you face their ace tonight with Kodai Senga, who has had a very good run here over the last few years with this New York Mets team. He only made one start last year, but still, this year, he's made 4 starts, and he has a whip under a 1 in 2025. He is not going to walk guys, and he is not going to give up many runs. That's just been the call on him so far this season. He's got a lower ERA than what he does whip. He's a good pitcher. You're going to have to go up against him this season. But fortunately for the Nationals, Jake Irvin is coming off one of, and really 2 of his best starts all season long. He had, in this last time against Colorado, he had 6 1/3 innings pitched, only 2 earned runs given up. And then the week before that against the Pirates, 7 innings, 3 hits, 0 earned runs. And also, I will add, coming off a 9 strikeout performance against the Colorado Rockies. This is going to be one of those fun matchups tonight where the Mets, they are the best team in the NL East. They are 18-7 on this young season. They are living up to all the expectations at this point. You've got Pete Alonso in this bump, who has, by the way, really struggled against Jake Irvin in 11 at-bats, has not homered against him. But you also have Francisco Lindor from the left side of the plate. You don't love that matchup. He's got a home run against Jake Irvin, and he's had some pretty decent luck. But overall, Jake Irvin hasn't been like bad against this Mets lineup. This is a very potent offense that Jake's going to have to go against tonight. He's going to have to pound the strike zone. My key to this game for the Nationals is at number 22, Juan Soto. Don't pitch to him. Don't pitch to him. Don't let Juan Soto beat you in this game like he has done with so many other teams. But I will add this. Juan Soto has not been the Juan Soto that we knew and loved here in DC. He's off to a little bit of a slow start, but he knows this park pretty damn well. And let me just say this. Don't check his splits against the Washington Nationals. He kills a baseball at Nats Park, and that's not going to be fun. So thank you all for making Locked On Nats your first listen. Enjoy the weekend. Don't boo Juan Soto. But also, gosh, this is going to suck. I'll catch you on the flip side. Let's get a series win.